leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Unlike our regular meetings, this is slightly different. And this being an online meeting, we have a few special guidelines which will help us to have a smooth and productive meeting. Firstly, I would request all the participants to be on mute, and please unmute yourself when it is your turn to speak. Please avoid using any cell phones during the meeting, as it will not let you have a fulfilled experience. Please use the chat box to put any queries, your comments on the speaker, or any other query that you may have. Please avoid turning on and off your video, which will distract the speaker. And please use an image of a professional background during a meeting when you come online on a video. And now it's time to invite a special person today who's not just a two-time TT winner in our club level and also a runner-up in the ARR level. He's one of the most cheerful and helpful person I know. And it's none other than our very own club president, Ram Krishna. Ram Krishna, the screen is all yours.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, Varsha. Um, Good morning, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining today's open house. It's a pleasure to see you all. And this session is specially arranged for you to gain maximum insight on what Toastmasters is all about and why you need it. Well, our club, Ericsson Toastmasters Club, is headquartered in Chennai. It was chartered in October 2016. And since then, we have had 174 quality meetings, which means we are approaching a big milestone. And this meeting is a precursor to that milestone meeting.
Lost you, Ram.
I think we lost Ram a little bit there. Yeah. Hi, Ram. You're
Yeah,
back.
am I back?
Yes, you are.
Oh, thank you, guys. So, as I was saying, I invite you all to our 175th meeting, and as part of our milestone meeting, we are organizing special events, contests, and educational session. And as I speak, you will receive email detailing on the contest pretty soon. So please watch out in the Outlook. The winners will be felicitated during the milestone meeting. Now, it's time to begin the main event. For that, I would like to introduce a very special person, a person who is not only popular within the club, not only popular within the organization, but is popular across organizations. And it is also thanks to this very beautiful platform called Toastmasters. He has recently been crowned as the division champion, which is one level above the area level. And he's the first person in our club to achieve the title of DTM, which is called Distinguished Toastmaster. It is the highest educational achievement that you can attain in Toastmasters. A kind, a joyful person, passionate, and a person whom we all can look up to. So let me welcome Distinguished Toastmaster Raghavan Sridhar.
Thank you so much, President Ramakrishna. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm truly excited. I'm looking at how many of us are here, and it's such a lovely time to meet all of you. Like Ram said, we are approaching a milestone at the Ericsson Toastmasters Club, and to host all of you here. One step away from this huge milestone, and to see and to realize that so many of us will join along with this club on this journey is truly, truly thrilling. We are chuffed, we are thrilled, we are so happy to have you. Thank you so much for coming in. Of course, when Varsha opened, she did tell you some of the guidelines that we follow that help us maintaining the overall professionalism in the Toastmasters forum, right? And I would like to reiterate something. While we would really love that there are audio mutes throughout the meeting, and we open up your audio audio, ability to speak when the question answers happen. I would really love it if more of you came on video, because the more we see, the more energy we share with each other. So if you can come on video and like Badri, Sunil, Surya, Mohiddin can smile and give us that energy, we would really, really love it. Nothing motivates Toastmasters like a smile. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gurpreet. I love that dual thumbs up. All right, so let's get going. We are all here to learn more about Toastmasters. Some of you would have heard about the term, some of you might not have heard of the term, some of you may or may not. Oh, like Sunil Deshpande has, yes, a Toastmaster banner right behind him. So because we would have various levels of exposure to this Toastmasters forum, I would like to start off considering that all of us start at scratch, and then walk you through how we progress with the forum, making ourselves familiar with the forum, then giving you some heads up into how you can become a member, and really, let's see where we can lead up on this. Some of you, please unmute and tell me if you can see my screen. I have it on my monitor, so I'm going to keep looking that way. So
yeah,
don't
I
think
can
I'm
see
looking.
we can see you.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, so open house. So this is the first open house that we are doing. And it's so surprising even for us to think that, because when we charted this club, it was back in October 2016. So the club has been, we just celebrated our 4th anniversary. And to think that this idea didn't strike us earlier is something that brings a chuckle on even our own faces. So yeah, the first open house, and hopefully the first of many more to come. And hopefully you will become a torchbearer, and you will conduct more and more of these open houses and bring in more people into the forum, and together we will grow. Right. Let's begin at the most fundamental question, right? What is Toastmasters? Some of you might have heard it, like I said, some of you might not have. Toastmasters is a forum where you learn and improve public speaking and leadership. That's the one line of it. How do you do it? Is through practice and hands-on learning. So this is a forum that's headquartered in the United States of America, and it's an international organization. It's a non-profit organization. It has roughly about when the slide was created, it was about 364,000 people. I think we are really touching 4 lakh in the week that has gone by. There are clubs in about 145 countries, and the forum is in existence since 1924. This forum, like I said, is headquartered in the US, but spread across the world. And the message, the principles, the philosophies, and the training of this whole body carries on to individual members through what are called clubs. Ericsson Toastmasters Club is one such example, where we affiliate to TMI, or Toastmasters International, and we carry their message, their learning, and their progress through our club. That is Toastmasters. It's a forum where you come in and learn public speaking and leadership. Have we all become really great leaders and great speakers? Nah, we are all work in progress. And you know what Toastmasters does? It first of all teaches you and makes you realize that, hey, we are all a work in progress. And that's absolutely the magic of being in that process. Right, so how will you benefit when you become a Toastmaster? So Toastmaster, like I said, helps you improve your public speaking skills. So you learn to face an audience, or face just 2 dots in an empty room. Imagine 170 people watching you and still speak with confidence. You can take it back to your work. You become absolutely better at work. You deal with situations, conflicts, people, cultures confidently, and you can build your leadership skills through the various platforms and options available in a forum. Pretty soon we'll touch on how. Okay, Raghavan, public speaking and leadership, yes, but how? We will soon show you and tell you. So this is also a space where you can actually practice writing content, right? Because when you deliver a speech, it's not just some things that are in the air. You are taught, you are mentored, you are guided on how to probably concise your thoughts, construct it into a beautiful speech, and then deliver with efficiency. You also to advantage in place for sure. We can all share with you some of our personal experiences. We will do that over the course of this meeting as well. A lot of us have benefited really in the corporate workplace as well. Just take this example, right? I do not know Sudin at all. I do not know Sahil Munjal. I do not know Gurpreet. And yet, here you are listening in to me, throwing a thumbs up and smiles. Toastmasters has made that happen. and we create friendships, and you know what friendships in the workplace lead to, right? So there are lots to gain by being a Toastmaster. So you also work on networking. You build your self-confidence and self-awareness. We're all really confident selves. Toastmasters really gain that advantage. You maximize your potential and you have a lot of personal growth. Just some of the things that could be verbalized or captured on the slide. There is, trust me, there is a lot more. By the way, as we go on, let me clarify this as well. So the entire structure you might have seen on emails. What we will do is walk you through slide deck. There will be two presenters to give you an audio video change. We will walk through this presentation for about 30 minutes, and then we will open the floors for question and try to see how much we can cover in the remaining 30 minutes. We have a timer in the house who is noting down time. That's a Toastmaster discipline as well. I will be shown a green card, yellow card, and a red card to tell me how we are doing on time as well, so that we optimize your time and ours. So for a while, it will be me speaking on these slides, but note down your questions, write them down if possible, or have some points. And then when we open up the Q&A, please unmute your microphones or type on the chats with your questions. We'll try to get back. Right, so I told you what is Toastmaster and what do you have to gain by becoming a Toastmaster. Now let's look at some experiences that a club offers you. When you become part of any Toastmasters club, what does the club help you with? What does the club give you? If you were there at the start of this meeting, Varsha, our sergeant at arms, opened the meeting and told us the mission of our club. The mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You translate this into simple English. This is a platform. Your club will provide you a platform where you can come in, freely express yourself, your thoughts, your ideas, without the pressure of being judged by others. If you go onto the stage and bomb and you just forget everything that you wanted to speak, outside a club, outside in the real world, you might feel really scared. People might laugh at you, people might judge you. But in this forum, people actually give you the confidence and they don't judge you, they let you fail, because only when you keep failing over and over again, you realize what are the real skills you need to succeed. Consider this like a gym experience, right? At the gym, doesn't matter how many weights you lift or how well you do it. It's only when you enter into a contest or only when you go out into the fitness world that you're really judged. So consider this like a gym, a very positive and mutually beneficial gym. So like I said, the club, what does it, in a verbose way, what does it mean? You get hands-on learning experience, of course. You practice prepared and impromptu speaking. When you're speaking and suddenly the camera goes off, what do? When you're in your team meetings and suddenly you forget what you wanted to speak, what do? When you go onto the stage and completely, when you're on a customer call and you are prepared for 10 questions to answer to a customer, the customer asks you the 11th question. What do? How do you not get stumped? How do you manage that scenario? Well, you get hands-on practice in the Toastmasters Club. You get an opportunity to lead at every meeting. Pretty soon, my fellow Toastmaster Badri will talk to you about what are the roles in a Toastmasters meeting and how each role contributes to something bigger and how every role is a challenge and an opportunity to lead. But you get that in a club. You also get to receive feedback from evaluators and your fellow members. You know, we truly grow with constructive evaluation. The difference between what happens in a club and outside is here, like I said, there is the evaluation is having the only objective of making you grow and not really to judge you. They are not here to find faults, but to find the spaces that you can ignite to really launch yourself high up. And perhaps my most favorite in the club is an access to a mentor. My own life mentor I got from Toastmasters Club. The regular mentor, as per definition, is somebody who helps you through your Toastmasters journey, who teaches you what the roles are in a club, how you can deliver speeches, what are the different kinds of challenges you can take up, etc. But then it's people connect, right? And that one thing leads to another, and you get life mentors from a club. And that's perhaps the most precious thing that one can ever have. Okay, now I think it's the time for me to give you all a little bit of a visual and audio change cue. I have my fellow Toastmaster and the founding president of the Ericsson Toastmasters Club in Chennai. He has been my friend for a very, very long time. And hey, do you know how I joined Ericsson? He referred me to a position. Of course, I did my interview well, but it was he who referred me to Ericsson. And here I am 6 years down the line, all thanks to Toastmasters and to my very dear friend, Toastmaster Badri. Badri, the spotlight is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghavan, distinguished Toastmaster Raghavan, and a very good evening to all those who are present for the open house. It is really overwhelming to see so much interest from all of you to be part of this open house meeting. And that really shows us that, no matter what challenges or what comes across in any form in the year 2020, we are all ready to look for opportunities. We are all ready to find that space where we want to explore ourselves, where we want to get in and find a learning curve. And trust me, my dear friends, today this meeting will definitely be that learning curve for you when we walk through this open house and at the end of the session, right? And because it is one such meeting that changed my life, that made me get to know Raghavan, and that made me get to know all the friends that I have in Toastmasters. In fact, one thing that Raghavan missed, maybe because of the forum, is that I met my wife from Toastmasters. So, this forum can get you everything. It's done wonders for me in my life in terms of communication and my leadership journey. Okay, so now if you want to know what happens in a regular club meeting, so what do? You talk about public speaking, you talk about leadership. Where do you actually have the platform to showcase this? Where is the place where we try to train ourselves? Where we is it the place where we deliver these things? Is in the regular club meeting. In every club meeting, we have three different segments. Raghavan, you can move to the next point. So we have something called as the prepared speech, and then the table topic, and then the evaluation. So what is prepared speech? Prepared speech is something like on-the-job training. So prepared speech is when a speaker or a member takes up a project from the manual that has been provided to them. Raghavan down the lane will walk through some of the projects or the pathways that we have that you can choose. For example, if you want to be a motivational speaker, what are the expertise that you need to have? If you want to be a humorous speaker, what are the skills that you need to have? If you want to be a management level speaker, or a particular person who wants to be a sales guy, what is it that you need to have? If you want to hone your presentation skills, what are the skills you need to have? So there are different pathways and manuals that are available. So that will help you sharpen that axe for that particular skill set. So the prepared speech is nothing but picking up one particular project and working on it, scripting a speech and coming and delivering it. Before, of course, you deliver the speeches, you will be assigned a mentor who will help you in giving you the ideas that is needed for you to prepare. Of course, we are not speakers by birth, but this particular forum, via this mentor-mentee relationship, and this opportunity of prepared speech will help you build the skills over a period of time. And successful speeches are those which meet the objectives, and at the end of the day, the audience find it completely meaningful and enjoyable. So this is the first segment of every Toastmaster session. The second is what we call the table topics. In fact, 99% of us who are members today in Toastmasters were actually a first-time table topic speakers in one meeting. We walked into a meeting as a guest, they gave us a topic and we spoke on it. And then at the end of the meeting, we won what we call as a table topic ribbon, the best table topic speaker. And suddenly we discovered the love for public speaking. So that's how a lot of us have the story to tell you. So table topics is nothing but a topic is given to you, a topics master will be there who will give you a topic. You have a 1 to 2 minutes of time for you to share something about the topic. It can be a personal experience, it can be something that you saw that inspired you, anything and everything. The basic underlying message here is that it teaches you the art of impromptu speaking. Like Raghavan mentioned, there are situations where we come across, unexpected questions from customers. Hell, in fact, at home, you have unexpected questions from your wife. There are situations that you need to handle. So where do you handle those, or where do you get the skill set to handle? Is via table topic. It's something that makes you think, on the spot and helps you to build a conversation and send across a message. So that is the second portion called table topics. Third is evaluation, right? And this particular segment, evaluation, is the backbone or is the key to Toastmasters. And that is why you see that it's growing so much. The fraternity as such is growing across the globe so much is because of this factor of evaluation. What is evaluation is nothing but every time a prepared speech is delivered, there is an evaluator who evaluates you and tell you what are the strengths that you have as a public speaker, what are your areas of improvement, what are the things that you did wonderful in your speech, what are the things that you need to look for in your speech, at the same time work upon in your speech so that you can do better the next time, right? And this has been very critical for me because all our life we have always done things best possible, but there has been nobody who has patted on our back and said, hey, guess what, you have the skill set, you are a good public speaker, or in your stage you have great flamboyancy, when you're on stage you have this great sense of humor. Nobody has done that, but via Toastmasters I was able to realize that indeed I had certain skills of public speaking, and when I put in effort to sharpen those skill set, I became a better communicator and a better leader. So this is what happens in a regular meeting, and I must add that we are having our 175th meeting, a very special milestone meeting that is happening on the 16th of April. So if you are looking to witness a real-time, a lifetime regular meeting, do not miss this. Mark your calendars, block your calendars right now. And we will have a lot of events like Raghavan and Ramakrishna mentioned. That will be a drum roll to the whole event of celebration for the 175th Ericsson Toastmasters Club, right? The next slide, please, Raghavan. So when I talk about a club, what are we? What is the hierarchy of Toastmasters? How is it actually positioned? So you can see here it's an inverted pyramid by nature. The first is the members, all of us from Ericsson Toastmasters Club. We are the first level or the first priority in this pyramid. From there on, you go to the club, and then from the club, you have an area. An area contains of 3 to 4 clubs together. Okay, and 3 to 4 areas put together. So it's a hierarchy that goes back. Raghavan, can you move to the next click, please? Yeah. So your club, that is Ericsson Toastmasters Club today, operates with what we call an executive committee. What is an executive committee? Every operating forum has to have core members. The core members are the people who are very important in planning the route or planning the success plan for that club, right? In your house, if I were to say it's you and your spouse who are the planning committee, for example, the president and the vice president. Like that in Toastmasters, we have the president and the vice president education. The vice president education is responsible for planning the educational path, helping you to find slots for your speech, enabling you to find your mentors, enabling you to work with your scripts and speeches, and getting you to where you have actually set a goal for yourself as a public speaker. We also have Vice President Public Relationship, we have Vice President Membership, Secretary, Treasurer, and Sergeant at Arms. So these are various roles that are available, and I think when you look at each role, it's very specific to catering to what the club needs, and also at the same time helps you to improve your creativity or your passion. Like for example, if you have interest in creating memes, flyers, or posters, or videos, that's what VPPR does for you. If you are a person who loves to talk to people, want to engage with people, VP membership is someone who enables you to do that. So these are various executive committee roles that are available for you. The next is area. Area's key person is an area director. An area director is like the overall mentor for that area, under which you will have many clubs reporting to him. And similarly, you have a division director, a district trio, regional advisor. So these are the key roles, or for example, the chairpersons who run the particular pyramid segment, each level in Toastmasters. But the most important thing you need to know for now is that the members, your club, and your executive committee, I think this is the trinity that you need to form, that you need to work with. Those will take you to the next levels in Toastmasters and help you build further your communication as well as your leadership skills overall. I see that a lot of you have pinged on chat requesting for the invites and other things. So that will soon be sent out, right? We are just preparing our flyers and posters, and I think we will be sharing it out very soon. But the events that I mentioned, right, the drumroll event that leads to the 175th meeting, I think that will be sent out after this meeting. So it has a very special event. So I would request all of you to participate in it. The best thing that has happened in 2020 is that from a restricted location-based Toastmasters Club, we have exploded across the globe. I mean, we are having People come into our meeting from Africa, from UK, from US, different time zones. We have had people, and in fact, we have had the opportunity to participate in Ericsson Toastmasters across various other locations. So all of you have a great golden opportunity with you today. So grab this and make 2021 count for yourself. Thanks, Raghavan. With that, back to you.
Thank you so much, Badri. I can already see somebody is on the customer support call and giving out some passwords. I hope he or she is able to mute and not give us the password. I would love a password, but yeah, good. Thank you so much, Badri. So you all saw what Toastmasters is. You all saw what benefits you could get. You also saw what becoming a member of a club can do for you. And you also saw what are the 3 segments in a Toastmasters meeting: prepared speech, table topics, and evaluation. I love evaluation. One important point there is there is no concept of SME here, right? So for example, if Vinod does a speech, Sahil can evaluate it. If I do a speech, Sudhin can evaluate it. We are all starting off at the same space, at the same level, and we go forward together on this journey. Toastmasters International gives us a clear objective to deliver a proper speech, and they also give a very clear evaluation criteria where you can evaluate based on these criteria and, of course, include your personal dimensions to it or personal perspectives to it as well. And that's the magic of Toastmasters, and we can really grow from there. By the way, I would like to draw all of your attention towards this Raghav Gururaj, who is actually flashing a green card. So this happens in Toastmasters meetings as well. When you are, so this is how, this is a leadership goal. This is a leadership role, right? Gently yet assertively leading the speakers, telling everybody that, hey, you're on your clock, complete soon. So that's one of the roles that happens in every meeting. Thank you, Raghav, for the green card. We have taken note. Right, so next, let's go into a little bit of a specific path. We learn in Toastmasters, right? I said for every speaker, every speech, there is a guideline. What is this? How does this help? Give us a view of it. Well, that entire area is called pathways. So what Toastmasters has done, and I want you to mentally have a picture, right? So Toastmasters gives you access to what are called, let's assume these are verticals, what are called pathways. Each path has multiple levels, 5 levels actually. Each path has 5 levels. Each level has multiple tasks or challenges. Let me take an example. I have enrolled in a path called dynamic leadership. Okay, so in this dynamic leadership, let me see. Yeah, see, this is the slide. 7 paths, all members will have access to. You get to pick one path first. Free of cost, it comes with a membership. You get to pick one path and then you journey on it. Once you have completed all 5 levels in the path, you get to choose a second path. We will talk about that later. So let me take this dynamic leadership as an example. That's the path I have chosen. So by the time I complete my dynamic leadership path, I would really have learned the art of being a dynamic leader. Okay, how do they do it? They separate it into levels, like I said. So I have completed 3 levels in dynamic leadership path. My first level starts off with the very first challenge. Go in front of an audience and for 3 to 4 minutes, talk about yourself. Basically, in interviews, we do that, right? Tell me about yourself. And then we're talking one-to-one with an HR, and then we fumble our way through it. So here is an opportunity for you to speak 3 to 4 minutes about yourself. You write, you script it, and you deliver. You know what? I have never failed an interview because of tell me about yourself in 5 years. Don't tell anybody, huh? But I have learned the art of breaking the ice and introducing myself because I learned it in Toastmasters. So the first challenge is introduce yourself. Then in that particular level, there are 2 other speeches that you must deliver. The second is an improved challenge. Speak about anything that you want to speak, anything under the sun. Thanks, Raghav, I've got the yellow card. Speak about anything you want under the sun, but speak in a way that it is organized, deliver it in 5 to 7 minutes. Take the evaluation or feedback from an evaluator on that speech, inculcate that feedback into your speech and re-deliver that speech again. So basically, Toastmasters gives you the art of perfecting it, right? So you deliver a speech, take feedback, re-deliver that speech again. That's an exercise. The third task is research on a topic and deliver. I would never forget this. One of our Toastmasters members, his name is Venkata Reddy. He is in this call today. He spoke on a strand of hair. You won't believe he had written content for 11 minutes on just a strand of hair, and he delivered it in 7 minutes. There are people who do research on dynamic thinking, on design thinking, on innovative planning, on leadership, on cracking a job interview, on Ericsson as a whole. There is the world in front of you. And then there are multiple leadership challenges as well. Play multiple roles, do an evaluation, be the timer for a meeting, etc. So this completes one level. Like that, there are 5 levels that you complete to get one path. Anybody who completes 5 such paths is given the ultimate title, Distinguished Toastmaster. That's one of the titles to emulate, to aim for, and we all go towards that. So that's how Toastmasters has taken 11 different specializations there on your screen. Each of these are very, very important topics for life. They are life skills. And by going through and navigating each of these paths, you gain these life skills. So Toastmasters gives you a lot more than just public speaking and leadership. They give you life lessons and you become a better individual. Okay, moving forward, we'll talk about money, right? Like I said, Toastmasters is a non-profit organization, and yet there is a fee. There is a fee because there are logistics involved. They have to keep a database where members' information are stored. They have to help you. They have to have a server which gives you access to these paths and pathways. Periodically, they conduct contests. Every 6 months, there is a contest in Toastmasters. We will talk about contests a little later. There are also multiple materials that Toastmasters International shares with you, physical ribbons, manuals, everything. And yet, they don't break your budget at all. So for a new member, there is a one-time fee of $20 that you pay to TMI. What this gives you is this gives you lifetime access to Toastmasters. What does it mean is with one membership, you can access any Toastmaster club anywhere in the world. I'll tell you what I have done in the last 1 year. I have attended Toastmasters meetings of Facebook, of Apple, of HCL, of Infosys, of Mphasis, of Mahindra. When the world was still physical, I have gone to each of these locations, of course, not Facebook and Apple, but to every corporate in India, in Gurgaon, in Bangalore. I've walked into their office spaces, got a lot of their infrastructure secrets, kidding. But I've been to all of these offices, made friends there. I've known people and a lot of friends there as well. So it opens the doors for you to be able to visit any club anywhere in the world. And there is a very small fee of $45 that you pay once in 6 months. So over an year, it's $90 is what a member regularly spends. And one-time enrollment fee of $20 is in effect. If you are going to charter a new club, so a club is an entity that has a minimum of 20 members, while there is no maximum limit for a club to function seamlessly and really well and take care of every member. Roughly about 60 members is what the maximum cap can be. If it goes beyond 60, it's advisable to have another new club. So when you charter a new club, you pay a fee of $125 to register your name against the brand of TMI. At least that fee is not applicable for us now because we have a club already in Chennai. And we also have a club actually in Bangalore as well. So, and there are other clubs in other locations, details of which we are still getting and gathering. At Ericsson, so what have we been doing till now? The members in the Ericsson Toastmasters Club Chennai, we have all been fully sponsored by the line managers. They have taken this cost in their line cost, clocking this against training expense. However, because now we have spread across locations and made this EGI, there are discussions that we have taken up with the Concur team, with the HR leadership team as well, to see if we can extend the same operating procedure across EGI, have a constant or a consistent process across the organization so that it becomes easy for all of us. That's still a work in progress. We will share with you, but I would really request you this. $90 a year translates roughly to 6,000 rupees per year. That's the cost of a pizza per month, right? If you really are sincere about self-improvement and growth, I would really request you to be prepared to pay this money on your own. And if anybody else sponsors, that's a bonus. But only if you are committed yourself to take this on you, I think that's the first step towards growing. That's the first steps towards progressing, because that's how we started, and that's how our commitments are still going and our passions are still alive. Okay, so that's the money aspect of it. Now, a quick peek into what this club has done. Some pictures for you, and I will also show you a nice little video. I will show you pictures, then I'll stop sharing, reshare again, because I have to include the system audio in this. Okay, so those are some pictures. We are not all about serious cloaked people, aren't we? We are also Batman. We are also Bruce Wayne. We have had Raghav, who played cricket during our milestone meetings. We cut cakes, we celebrate, we gather with people. We have won a lot of awards. We have our site head launching newsletters of ours. And when we went digital, we didn't blink an eye. We were ready to go digital, and here we are, like we are with each other. I don't feel like we are not at the same location. I feel like you're all with me. The smile of Vinod is enough to get me going. And of course, of Sudhin's smileys that keep cropping up. Thank you all so much. Yeah, so those are some of the nice pictures, some colors. Let me show you a quick video. I will have to, like I said, stop the sharing and include the system audio while at it. And again, like I couldn't share sound, okay, which means I have to disconnect my Bluetooth. Toastmasters helps you learn as well. So $45 for 6 months is equal to 9. I didn't get that point. Okay, I think the chats are going on there. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can go to your device audio settings and select speakers. I did, didn't I? Oh, this one maybe. Yep. Should do it. Is this 90 USD for 6 months? No, this 90 USD is for 12 months. Thank you, Raghav. I have gotten the timing signal, and I am going to now quickly show you guys a video. I hope you can still see my screen. I want you all to tell me if you can hear the audio as well, okay, as soon as the video starts. Okay, so you're not able to hear the audio, right?
No, Raghav.
You might not even actually need audio. Enjoy the video. I will figure out technology soon.
Raghavan, I'm not seeing the video.
You're not seeing the video as well? Aha, yes. That's why. Okay, I thought I was dancing to the music and all that. Now I feel like, feel silly, I should say. Okay, I am sharing. Can you guys see the screen now?
Raghav, while sharing, you will get one option to include computer sound.
I did.
Okay.
But is my screen visible now for you guys? That's the first step.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, now let's see if you can hear the audio. Now, because I'm not started playing. Now I'm pressing the play button, okay?
Indian sound got out.
All right. So you saw some of what we did. So waiting as a young graduate who entered in Ericsson, he was shy, he was an introvert, he was not talking much, and yet here he is, the president of this club, carrying the legacy forward, opening meetings and delivering the best speeches that we have ever heard. That's life transformation in front of us. And we have so many such lovely stories of people who have really come into the forum and transformed a lot. I'm sure it's going to be the same for you, and I sincerely hope you really succeed. What have we done? A quick peek before I open up the questions for the floor. Some success stories that happened within Ericsson is we started in October 2016. Like I said, more than 75 different people we have touched and transformed till now. 75 because we are only in Chennai. Now I hope it can be 750 or even more. We have been twice adjudged the best club in the area. Area is a collection of 4 or 5 clubs. Based on educational awards and progress. We have 2 line managers, 2 program managers, and 2 architects from Chennai in this club at this point. But I know there are so many of you right in this meeting, and we can add maybe a couple of zeros, if possible, to each of those numbers, we hope and sincerely do. Members of our club have won the division level contests, which are the third level from the club, area, division, and they've even gone to district. Once you clear the district, you get to compete at the international level, best speaker in the world contests. That's our target. We are one step away now. Someday soon, with your support, maybe we'll get there. We have 2 area directors from the club. Area directors are people who lead areas, people who lead 4 or 5 different clubs, right? That's a leadership role. That has a lot. You are responsible for the progress of each of these clubs. Each club has 25 plus members. So if you're an area director, you directly touch and transform lives of 100 people easily. And today our area director is Toastmaster Arvind Vikram. He is part of our club as well. So, and yours truly, I have completed my DTM. It was a long journey though. I took 8 years. Some people do it in 8 months as well. Right. So how about Ericsson? How has this forum helped people in Ericsson? How will it help you if tomorrow you become a member of the club? Well, visibility, right? Now somebody in Chennai, Raghavan, whom you may or may not even have known, Badri, now you know us, we know you, we are talking to you. This is a great platform for us to touch and talk to each other. And when you network, the world is the limit, isn't it? Site AEMs, especially in Chennai, Bangalore, and I know in Gurgaon as well, even in Kolkata, the AEMs are predominantly anchored by Toastmasters or people who have been in Toastmasters, because we naturally speak and then they call us to host. You know what happens when you host, everybody's eyeballs are on you. Yeah, don't be shy. Get the spotlight a little bit as well. You become popular. We have represented EGI at the Global Time to Learn event in 2019, 2020, and 2021. In 2020, it was virtual, so we did what is called Time to Learn TV. In 2019, it was at Stockholm. So it was me, but they had selected me and they had taken me to Stockholm, and I went to Stockholm and presented in front of a huge audience at the headquarters, and it was streamed live across Ericsson Global. That opportunity came up because they had asked us to write a 7-minute video. I wrote. 8 of our own club members sat with me, mentored. I still remember 10 p.m. in the night, Chennai office. We put up a tripod camera and shot that video and sent it as a contest entry, and we eventually won. I think that goes to our club as a victory, and we have always represented there. We have Impact Award winners, the Bharat Ratna that's given in Ericsson. We have the Customer Excellence Awards given by multiple BUs, and we have top performers consistently coming from the club. Though this is not only because of them being Toastmasters, it's because of them doing so many other things. But Toastmasters gives them the courage, the confidence, and the passion to brand themselves and to put them on the front. That's very, very important. None of us ever have a problem in presenting our achievements in any ITM meeting, right? Do you have such a problem? Well, if you do, then maybe Toastmasters is for you. We have members who couldn't speak a word, but who now you would have to flash red card 5 times at them to stop. That's what Toastmasters does to you, and we have some real life examples of it. Well, that was our presentation deck. I'm sure there are quite a few questions that are there with you. I would really love to take some questions and give you some answers. I have also put up a list of questions that were in our FAQ in the Microsoft Forms, but let's see if you want to unmute yourself and ask a couple of questions before we head over there.
My question, my name is Puneet. My question is that you mentioned that you will guide the people how to communicate effectively, efficiently, and you can speak on any of the topic. So as you mentioned that there are more than 75 employees which you have transformed. So
right.
As I can understand from the presentation and which you have told about this group, that this group is a collection of people who will interact, and based on the interaction, they will they will learn the ways of communication and how to proceed. So there are clubs within Ericsson which are organized and taken care by the HR. So what's the difference between the Toastmaster and those clubs? I mean, we can have this with our internal organization as well with the HR, and they can form a club of like a group of 60 people who can discuss on topics and all. So why Toastmaster?
Lovely question. Thank you so much, Puneet. So first of all, can we have our internal meet groups and then go discuss there? Absolutely, yes. And we might learn a lot from there as well. The only difference here, Puneet, is the structure and the framework, right? So Toastmasters is an organization that has been here since 1924. And this is the major difference, Puneet. The guideline that
Ericsson
you get
is there since 140 years. I mean, Ericsson was there more than before that.
Yeah,
so I mean, that's
absolutely.
not a difference actually.
No. So I am not comparing Toastmasters with Ericsson at all, Puneet. Okay. I am comparing Toastmasters with any other organization or an internal group of people that we might have. Maybe they are equally organized as well. Maybe they have a very clear path on communication, very clear path on leadership, and maybe that works as well. So absolutely, if you are able to find a parallel, definitely good. What I'm saying is, I'm hearing an echo. So the major difference with Toastmasters, right, is Toastmasters. I'm only talking now about Toastmasters, Puneet. Okay, I'm not comparing. So just hear me out on this. So what I'm saying, Toastmasters has a very clear organization. They have a very clear, defined structure and purpose and success stories as well of people who have been part of this. Say, for example, these 11 paths, right? They are unique to Toastmasters. And inside these 11 paths, it's like almost taking an MBA. Versus, so you don't really need to do an MBA, right, from a degree or college. You can be a very successful entrepreneur or a successful personality on your own as well. You can do homeschooling and you don't really need to go to college as well. So it's something very similar on those lines. I will not compare between two different entities, but I would say Toastmasters gives a very organized and a very successful formula for us to succeed. But is this the only platform we should go to improve? Absolutely not. That's not something I would really say. I'm saying this is a forum that we have really gained a lot from. Give it a shot. It will help you.
Right?
Sorry?
Successful formula for public speaking.
And leadership.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
One second. Let me ask Puneet if I was able to answer him and if we have reached a logical conclusion. Then I'll come to you, sir.
Yeah, one more question. How many people from Ericsson are the member of Toastmasters since 2016?
Yeah, so in Chennai, so it's a floating crowd, right? So we were in Chennai. This is headquartered in Chennai. We were predominantly a physically meeting club. Only now we have opened up the barriers.
I think it's headquartered there in US, right? The Toastmasters.
Yeah, I think, let me clarify once again. This particular club that we are talking about, the club that has organized this open house meeting, this club is headquartered in Chennai. I'm not saying the forum is headquartered in Ericsson Chennai. This club alone who has organized this meeting, we are headquartered in Chennai. We were chartered in 2016. There is a club that is in Bangalore. They were chartered even before us, I think 2014, if I'm not wrong, maybe even earlier. So we had chartered as a predominantly Chennai-based club. And in this club, over the last 4 or 5 years, we have had people like me, Badri, Raghav, Venkat, and all. We have continued in this forum for 4 years now. So overall, about 75 different people have been part of this club. Currently, there are 24 active members, Puneet. People keep coming in and going. Some renew, some don't. Some move companies. Some leave Chennai as a location. Some move out of Toastmasters forum as well for whatever reason. So we have at this point 24 members, Puneet.
Okay.
Thank you. There was somebody else who asked the question.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
This is Samit.
Hi, Raghav. This is Abdul.
I have
Let's hear from Samit Abdul, then I'll come to you. Okay, Samit, please go ahead.
Okay, fine.
I have already posted a question. I am reposting it again just for because it has to be more clear what I'm trying to mean here. Is that because most of the interactions gone absolutely work from home wise, right? There is a huge change in the world in last 1.5 years or so. And myself being a member of Toastmasters Club in my previous organization in Nokia 5-6 years back when I didn't even join Ericsson. It was way back in 2013-14. I was a regular member of Toastmasters. Now, because the experience that I have, as we have been explaining, the major, in the feel of the Toastmasters interaction is really great when you meet, face to face and talk on a kind of a podium or in front of the people. You really get a more confidence. Now the things have changed so much. There is a drastic shift in the last 1.5 years. So obviously there must be some changes going on across the world, worldwide, for the Toastmasters Club as a whole, principally. There must be some changes in the format. So obviously it has to reflect in the modus operandi, how the things will be more effective in this kind of a scenario. And obviously it will have an implication on the fee structure as well, because earlier it involved a lot of physical interaction.
Absolutely.
So please tell us something about these two factors, how the change is happening as a whole, principally from the Toastmasters headquarters, and also how, if there is any change of the fee structure. And the last question is, this amount, if I remember correctly, it used to be borne by the organization itself in the previous organization, which is almost equal kind of a bigger organization. So I believe if someone is really interested to grow these skills and the organization is allowing this Toastmasters Club to run, obviously there must be an impetus from the organization to probably finance or sponsor this. Is there any such thought? These are the three questions: format change, fee structure change, and if there is any compensation.
Got it, Samit. Got it. Thank you. So one disclaimer to all of you. So if you have the chance to speak, please do speak, because I have lost track of the scrolling, right? So there are many questions. We have a couple of people who are compiling all the questions with your names. If we are not able to cover all of them, we will reply via email as well. Okay. So if you get the chance, please speak to us. So thank you so much, Samit. So let me go to the format itself, right, of communication and leadership. So the world has changed, Samit, and that's absolutely true. Yes, we all love personal interactions, and that's what Toastmasters started off with. We wanted to have personal interaction, and that's how the entire system happened. You know what Toastmasters actually did? Something came first, then the pandemic stuck. So we are not really crediting Toastmasters for it. By that, I mean, if you were a Toastmaster earlier, you would have known the competent communicator manuals and the competent leadership manual. That was how we started our educational tracking before Pathways. All of us had to complete objectives from a book that used to be couriered to our home addresses. We open the book, we write objectives there, we write evaluations there, get it signed from an evaluator, and we had only hard copy as records. What Toastmasters did is, at the start of 2019, created this virtual platform called Pathways that inculcated so many digital technologies and techniques for us. Like, for example, presentation, presentation mastery. It's a complete online presentation skill that even if you are going to give these speeches in the physical world, you needed to use online tools. And there is a lot in strategic relationships and motivations as well, and even in effective coaching. So what Toastmasters already did is sense that the world is moving into digital and the barriers don't hold any longer. And so they created this structure of Pathways. That's one thing on the overall format that changed, Samit. Second, meetings went online immediately. While nothing can substitute the sense of standing on stage and facing an audience and feeling that your heart beating and you're sweating, well, nothing can really change that. What can really happen is Toastmasters can put you in an empty room like I'm sitting right now, looking at just two dots, and yet having to dig deep within you to handle all the questions that come, to handle with energy, to smile, to be able to present with that much verve. Toastmasters gave us that opportunity by being able to go virtual, by being still. So we had meetings with the Toastmasters Club in Texas. There is an Ericsson Toastmasters Club in Texas. There is one in South Africa. There is one in Bangalore that we have had joint meetings with. And then even outside of the club with Infosys, Mahindra, we are able to go virtually as well. So Toastmasters facilitated and asked us to move into the virtual world and try to see how meetings work. And I will, for a minute, with all your permission, turn off my background effect. Forgive whatever else you see, but right behind me on the wardrobe, do you see pictures that are pasted? Those are pictures of Sachin Tendulkar. You know why they are there? Because I recently contested in a speech contest virtually through this very laptop. And in that contest, I spoke about Sachin Tendulkar and my dream when I was growing up as a child, how I wanted to pursue cricket, but I couldn't, and I blamed others for it. So this I set up because we moved online, and still I could feel my heart pumping, the heart beating, the spirit of speaking in front of public that still holds good. So whatever Toastmasters could do, I think, was Pathways. That was a very, very important influence. It's easy for us to overlook because it came before the pandemic. Second, they are still encouraging us to go virtual and have meetings with so many different people from different cultures, from different backgrounds, and still pursue your art. That's first. There might be more. We will discuss a little more in detail about that as well, Samit. So second question on the cost of Toastmasters, right? So what Toastmasters is doing is they're charging you $45. What you get for $45 is a membership, is to be a member of theirs for 6 months, and then you renew, and then you get one free path. The reason why I didn't share this earlier was because it's an offer for the pandemic. It's a pandemic offer, right? But depending on when you become a member, this offer may or may not apply to all of you. That's why I didn't highlight it. So Toastmasters have come up with a couple of offers. So what they do is, I said, right, there is a $125 chartering fee for a club. If you charter a club when the pandemic is still on, between now and say June, that's when we are certain the pandemic will last. Between now and June, there is 0 rupees that you have to pay. There is no fee at all for a new club chartering. If you become a member in that new club, your one-time membership fee of $20 is also waived off. So you basically become a member in a new club free of cost. So only thing that you pay is $45 of renewal cost. Now, the club here in Chennai is already an existing club. So if you become a member of this club, this offer will not apply to you because this club has been formed pre-pandemic. Okay, so this is a pandemic-only offer. Okay, so what are the offers for existing clubs and members who join existing clubs? Well, this is where the pathways come in. I said, right, you get one path free. The second path is charged at $20 per path. Okay, they have waived off that fee if you become a member now. So you don't have to pay that $20 fee anymore. So these are some of the benefits. So you get an extra path when you become a member. So these are some of the benefits that Toastmasters has given us when you become a member in this pandemic era. And you put together, I think there's a lot of savings that are to be had. So if you're opening a new club, right? So there's no $125 fee, there is no $45 fee, and then there is no fee for a path as well. And if, for example, there is a club that was flourishing, but that has gone down, it has become sick. We see clubs that have less than 8 members registered in that club as sick clubs. So sick clubs earlier, when they wanted to come back to a healthy level after a period of 6 months or suffering from illness, so to speak, there was a reinstatement fee of about $150. Now that is also completely waived off. It may not apply to us, but that's again another cost benefit that Toastmasters is giving us. So they still have to pay salaries for people who are working in TMI, right? So they can't remove that. So instead of reducing the cost, they're giving us more value for the same money, Samit. Third is something that I did address. I think you maybe missed it. Yes, the club members of Ericsson Toastmasters Club Chennai currently are being sponsored by their line managers. Now that we have opened it across to EGI, right? I cannot speak for EGI. So we have kickstarted a process and a procedure with Arun Ray Chaudhary and his LT. We are also talking to Concur to see if this can become a regularized way, if there can be an agreement across EGI leadership, because a lot of people may or may not know Toastmasters. They may not have seen value yet. So this is one such initiative, Samit. Now we are doing multiple meetings with multiple line leaders and site leaders, and we will eventually give you news. But like I said, keep organization funding aside and then ask yourself if you find value. Come attend few meetings and see for yourself. If you're mentally prepared to pay it on your own, that's, I think, the better way to start off. The company may or may not sponsor. They will eventually sponsor, yes, but then this is something I think we should be prepared to, because that's when commitment comes. That's my personal belief. You don't have to take it as a word of everybody. Okay, that's my belief. But thank you for these 3 big questions, Samit. I hope I answered all. I think we have time for only one more question. It's 5:30. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm seeing questions cropping up. We will collect all of it and then respond. So anybody wants to ask one question?
Yeah.
Hi, Raghav. This is Akshya.
Okay, both of you, I'll give you a chance. Akshaya and the other gentleman who spoke up. Akshaya first because she said her name. So go ahead, Akshaya.
Okay, so you had mentioned that, I mean, it took 8 years for you to basically finish the 5 pathways, right? But then you mentioned that, I mean, for some people, it can just take 8 months. So could you elaborate on that? I mean, how is it?
I was lazy, actually. I was very lazy speaker. I'll be honest, right? Because some of the things that you have to do to get this DTM award involves a lot of leadership roles as well, organizing an event, writing a newsletter, putting together a group of people and driving an assignment. And then basically 50 speeches you'll have to create, and then practice and deliver. I find, so I suffered from mental block for about 2 years when I got married. Nothing to do with my wife, but I just was not in the mind to write. So it is all about, it's a self-paced program. Nobody forces any timeline on you. Nobody asks you to do something at any specific time. It's your wish. I did not aspire for DTM at all because I know I was lazy. So that's why it took me time, Akshaya. There are people who completed in 8 months. There are people who completed in 1 year, 2 years. It's basically a journey. When you're able to write speeches.
Okay, and just one more.
I get that is another gentleman. I'll go.
Okay, yeah, that's it. But maybe I can, post some questions over email or something. But great session.
Sorry, I'm the one standing between you and a long weekend, guys. So I don't want to hold. So yes, somebody has a question.
Hi, Raghavan. This is Jayashil. Actually, I just wanted to understand your philosophy and everything that is there, basically what Toastmasters does in terms of public speaking, inculcating leadership skills. It sounds very similar to the Ericsson on the move, that we are having basically internal for the extended leadership team and the leadership team in Ericsson. Is it similar or is it on the same lines? Like, I just wanted to know that. Yeah,
accidentally similar, I would say. It is not really structured like that. I think so what it goes to show, right, Jayashil, is that humans have similar trigger points. Humans have similar way to motivate ourselves and achieve a target, right? So it's nice for us. It's a pleasant coincidence, I would say, but not really structured that way, Jayashil. It's just surprisingly lovely coincidence, I would say.
So it is like a serendipity kind of thing, like a coincidence. A pleasant coincidence.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, Jayashil. So thank you all for wonderful questions and engagement. Please do type in your questions even after the meeting is over. Some of the questions that I grouped from the forms response, there were 120, 130 questions that came in, grouped it into some questions. I put up 5 there, some answers there as well. If you are wondering if you need prior experience in leadership or speaking, like I said, there are people who have come in who have not even been able to speak one word, who wanted friends to help them improve. So this forum is for you as well. So all of us start from the same space. How often do the meetings happen, Ericsson? We will meet once in a week. We will meet 1 hour per week. More than that collides with your business tasks that you might have. So Thursdays and Fridays is when we are meeting at this point. Thursdays 4 to 5, Fridays 4:30 to 5:30. We took a leaf out of Arvind Kejriwal sir's book, Odd and Even. Odd numbered meetings happen on Fridays, even numbers happen on Thursdays. It's a good idea. We took it. So how do I transform when I become a part? By doing. The more and more you do something, the better you become. And how will you handle large numbers? That was something that Puneet was asking. Yes, Puneet, large numbers is a challenge. I'll be very open and honest with you, okay? When I had this idea of open house, when we were discussing, we honestly didn't expect it will go to EGI, because our plan was to send it to Ericsson Chennai only. Then the doors opened, the floodgates came in, and we have so many of you. So leave the worry of what will we do when we have too much count to us. We will strategize, we will brainstorm, we will work on the Toastmasters guiding principles, and we will have maybe multiple clubs if needed. I can already see there are multiple people who have to log off, so I wouldn't take too much of your time. The original plan was to hand it back to Ram, and then Ram thanks all of you, but because of time, I will take the privilege, Ram, of thanking everybody for coming in. Please feel free to write to us. Can we have that? Okay, you can always reach out to me. I can guide you. You can reach out to Sakshi, whose email you would have received. Our Vice President of Membership is Surya Kannapiran. Surya, maybe you should say a hi so that if people have something to ask, they can ask directly to you. So guys, please feel free. You can write to us at any time. please watch out for the emails on our 175th meeting, the meeting invite, the contest relating to that, the virtual treasure hunt. Keep a look on your emails and we will catch up. Thank you all so much. Yes,
the last thing is that presently we need to be member. It is clear we need to be a member of the Chennai club only.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that we can be a member of the EGIL new form club or something like that. We have to be right now be member of only the Chennai club.
So what I would say is, so good question, Samit. Let us remove the word Chennai from the name of the club, right?
Now, if somebody from Noida or Gurgaon joins you, then as the original intention of the club was to have a physical interaction, then as of now everything is virtual. But how in the future you will manage that? Will there be the physical interaction from Noida and Chennai, or what and how?
Yeah. So two answers to both of you, right? So the world has changed for sure, and you would have seen Borie also saying, right? We're not going to have the same kind of the world ever again. So what even Toastmasters prescribes and advises is let's have hybrid meetings, meaning at Noida, you can go into a meeting room. At Chennai, we will go into a meeting room. We will be connected on virtual conference. There will be speakers from Chennai, speakers from Noida. That's a new dimension to learning as well. How do we handle that communication? So our thought at this point is there is no necessary need to have different clubs situated at different geographies. But members are the guiding force. You would have seen even the pyramid. The building block is members. If members feel we need, no, Raghavan, we need a separate club at this point, yes, we can always think about it and start a new club. Nothing stops us from creating that new club, right, Puneet? So it's absolutely okay to have that. And Samit, consider this as a funnel, right, Samit? There is no mandatorily, this is what you must do. Nothing like that. This open house is an initiative from us. Please reach out to us. If you would like to be part of this club, we are removing the name Chennai from it. It's called ETC, Ericsson Toastmasters Club. Let's join in. If we become too big, then we will split into two. Of course, there are many advantages and disadvantages of splitting into two. When you do two clubs, you need to figure out two different executive committees, two different sets of leaders, and then you have to start all over again. So let's, at this point, consider joining a club that is in existence. Then as we grow, as things change, we will create new strategies and adapt to it, Samit. I don't have a silver bullet answer.
Actually, you are not concerned much about the names and their locations. It is the concern of if I be a part of the EGIL concept of the club, then probably we can get the waivers. And but if we become a member of Chennai club itself, then we miss the waiver, which we can normally get. Clear cut. It is about the fees. We can get a lot of advantage if I get straight away a member of Toastmasters through the EGIL. Straight away, we can get a lot of waivers, right?
Fair enough, Samit. But I mean, like I said, there is a lot of work you have to do to create a club. It's not like, okay, tomorrow I start a club. It's not like that. You have to get 20 different people who are interested. You have to get 7 different leadership people. You have to train all of them. Then it's a process that will take 3 to 4 months, Samit. It's not going to be easy. And if we start something very quickly, then there is always a risk of the club surviving the testing time. So yes, it's a good idea to start a new club with the ongoing offers. Yes, but then starting a club is not very easy. It's not like you do it tomorrow. So we will brainstorm, Samit.
Sorry. I think the question is going in the different direction. I'm not at all telling of having a new club in place. I'm telling when EGIL is homing this entire concept of the only Chennai location, and it is parenting to be taking it as a broader concept for the entire organization. So obviously EGI is a much bigger body taking it up. So obviously we are not talking about another new club. Maybe your club itself, Chennai club, can get a bigger shape and it become the EGIL Toastmasters club. Obviously in that way, so we can probably get the advantage of joining now and get those waivers.
True.
That is only
true. Absolutely true. I get it now, Samit. Yeah, you are right. Yes, but we will discuss a little more on that as well. Sure.
Thank you. Thanks for the session.
Thank you all so much for coming in. It's been such a pleasure. Have a happy weekend. And in case some of you want to join once again and get some more content, we'll do the same session on Monday, 5th of April. We'll catch up there as well. Okay. Thank you all so much. Have a happy weekend.
Thank you very much. Have a nice
Great session, Raghavan, and the Toastmasters team. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Raghavan. Thank